Newcastle 1, Arsenal 2. How we even got here is it's crazy to me. I'm still even like deeping the whole match, like, because this was one of our better performances at St James's Park. Like, the thing is, what happens a lot is result bias, right? If you don't get the right result, you know, you tend to look at things completely differently. And football's a game on moments as well, and you need the correct moments to go in your favor. And I'm happy you went in our favor today because it validates my claims, because I thought we were top. I saw some great combination play today. Gyökeres, this is one of Gyökeres' better games in terms of even the linking up. He was linking up with Saka. Obviously, the lineup, Trossard starting on the left, Eze in the 10. I was happy with the lineup. I looked at the lineup and I was like, you know what, Mikel Arteta's taken the handbrake off. So listen, he's given us the lineup we wanted. No qualms about that. A few people might have been like, perhaps prefer Martinelli over Trossard, but I was happy to see Trossard because I think he's merited that, in terms of the contributions. He's had our second highest GA, behind Bukayo Saka since he's joined the club, since Trossard joined the club anyway. So it's not crazy to see him start. And, when I saw him start, I was thinking, okay, cool, we're going to play football, and that's what we did. First half, I saw some good patterns of plays and whatnot. But when you go a goal down, it makes it hard. And in the fashion we went a goal down, it was a bit of pill to swallow, to be honest. Nick Voltemade, with the goal, but I mean, even how that all transpired was interesting. Mosquera got the nod ahead of Saliba. Perhaps, Saliba, I don't know, perhaps needed a rest, I guess. Saliba was on the bench. I don't know, or perhaps this was just a tactical decision. Cool. I wasn't too fussed about Mosquera starting necessarily. I think he's of the required quality. He's competent. But in terms of how the Newcastle goal came about, cool. Mosquera scuffs his clearance, and it goes out for a corner. Things like that happen all the time, so I'm not even mad at that. Things like that genuinely happen. Listen, like I said, it was crazy in the first half. I felt we were playing well, we were connecting things. Gyökeres is running through onto goal, takes it past Nick Pope. He gets brought down. Nick Pope knee impedes him, because if Gyökeres gets past, it's an easy tap in. Referee points to the spot, penalty. I'm like, yes, cool. They tell him to look at VAR, and I'm like, this is not clear and obvious. I'm like, is he telling him to look at VAR for a potential red card? Because we know Sanchez last week, after what he did, he got a red card as well. So I'm like, okay, let's see what's happening. They're looking at it, for potential to remove the penalty because, they're saying that Pope got a touch on the ball. Gyökeres touches the ball first, and it nicks off, Nick Pope. But how does that mean that a penalty is still not given? I don't get it. I totally disagree with the decision. They take away the penalty, and that's such a killer, because I feel like if we score that penalty, we go on to have a different game. We still won, which is fantastic, but taking away this penalty was just, it was a gut punch, honestly, man. And I'm disappointed in the fact that they'd gone to the monitor and said it wasn't a penalty. I don't believe it was a clear and obvious error, and I disagree with this completely. And this is just objectively speaking. So we felt like things weren't really going our way. 37th minute, Gabriel gets two hands to the back, from Nick Voltemade. And this is from a short corner that Newcastle are playing. And Gabriel, I was disappointed to see this. Gabriel goes down looking for a foul. It's poor from Gabriel. It's really poor from Gabriel. You shouldn't do that. And this all came from Mosquera's, pass that was meant to be a back pass that ended up going out for a corner. I mean, that can happen. I'm not blaming Mosquera, and I look at this and I'm just like, this one falls on Gabriel. As the leader of the group, as the main, man in defence, you shouldn't be looking to buy a foul in that situation. Voltemade 6'6", Gabriel's the perfect guy, to be marking him. You got the right guy on him, but the way he falls down looking for the free kick, it's not for me at all. Honestly, man. Voltemade free header, Newcastle 1-0. St James's Park goes wild. We're looking around at ourselves like, yo, we've played good football. Obviously Trossard clattered the post, earlier on from a great transition from Arsenal. And you're looking around and you're like, we should be a goal ahead, maybe two. And we're looking around and we're 1-0 down. Like, this is crazy. But look, as a player, you can't feel sorry for yourselves. Fans, we can have the emotions. We can, go crazy and feel this and feel that. But as a player, you can't feel sorry for yourself. And credit to Arsenal, after this goal, they didn't feel sorry for themselves. They kept it moving. And it was going to be interesting because, second half, we needed to make a break for it. We actually saw at half-time, Saliba comes off from Mosquera. Hopefully Mascara doesn't take that personally. I think it was just a case of, okay, let's finish the half, with Saliba, because we know it's going to be an onslaught at St James's Park, and it can be crazy. Obviously, Mascara made, the pass that led to the corner and whatnot, but I don't think, you know, that would have been, the sole reason Arteta, swapped him out for Saliba. But yeah, Saliba came on, put in a mammoth of a performance. And Gabriel, to be fair, after this, his performance was top. But yeah, man, it all could have gone so differently, because even after Gabriel scored, yeah, him and Voltemade got into it, because straight from kickoff, pass back to the keeper. Look, to be fair, I think tempers, were just rising and whatnot. Gabriel was disappointed at the goal he conceded, and understandably so. Flung out arm, didn't exactly, hit Voltemade flush on the face, but you got to be careful of these type of things. And, Voltemade goes and reports it to the referee. Gabriel offers a handshake, Voltemade declines it. It's all crazy, but Gabriel needs to be careful, because say in this situation, ref has a look at it, VAR have a look at it, get a red card straight after already conceding that stupid goal. It looks really bad. So, man, when I saw this, I was even more confused. I was like, wait, you just conceded this type of goal and you nearly, got a red card. Like, let's be real. Like, if that had connected properly, or, officials deemed it a certain way, it could have been scary hours for us. But thankfully, it wasn't anything more than that. But yeah, man, temperatures were rising in this game, and that's what you expect. Look, second half, more of the same. We're playing what we're popping it around, but we're just not connecting in the final third. Newcastle, they're sitting back. They made some changes. They went to 5 at the back. And look, this is the type of stuff we're dealing with. We're dealing with Jamal Lascelles grabbing Yokeres on the mouth. Referee's not really doing anything. I thought the referee had a poor game. I don't like to blame refs, but it felt like one of those games where a ref is against you. But as always, like I say, control what you can control. And like I said, in the final third, we weren't quite connected with the passes. We make a whole host of changes. We bring on, Lewis Skelly, Erdegaard, Martinelli, right? We bring on the changes. We bring on the cavalry. And Odegaard, wow, his introduction, yeah, it added a lot. He was threading certain passes. Mikel Marina for the physicality, box crashing. We added a bit to the team. But yo, shout out Mikel Marina, because this header is insane. Wow, backpedaling, clips the post, and then Pope rooted to the spot, because Pope was having a great game. Like, bro, Pope, as it was slapping volleys left, right, Pope was saving. That's what I look at, and I'm just like, yo, this felt like the type of game you see, and it's just like, it's not going our way. Shots are just not going in. Referees not giving us certain decisions. We're not quite, connecting the right pass sometimes in the final third. Is it ever going to happen for us? That's what it felt like. But wow, Declan Rice, great ball, short corner, as always, shout out Nicolas Javert. We got the tactics, and yeah, fantastic header, 1-1. Yeah, even when Marino celebrating, Rice taps him and says, yeah, back to the starting spot. We're going for that second goal. We're going for the win. Let's go. Mentality, man. Mentality, for sure. And look, to be honest, Declan Rice, wow. Attacking-wise, he delivered an assist, and he stopped the goal. Goal-saving tackle from Jacob Murphy when he bust, his lungs out just to get back and challenge, the blocks. Like, Rice, wow. This is what you pay £100+ million for in a player, in terms of the endeavour, giving you, quality in both ends of the pitch. Shout out to Declan Rice, man. And shout out to Mikel Marino. Most goals, I believe, for Arsenal in 2025. Even straight after we scored, Ilang on the attack. Bro, I mean, he hits a cross that comes off of Gabriel's leg and hits Gabriel's hand. And the fact that they even do a VAR check for this, I'm like, oh no. We just equalise. Are they going to, give a penalty for this? This is not a penalty. Comes off Gabriel's leg, flicks up onto the arm whilst he's sliding. It's not a penalty, but this was just a heart and mouth moment. And the way the day was going and the referee decisions, I was worried, but thankfully it wasn't given, and we had time. 8 minutes additional time too. We had time to go on and fight and get the winner, we did. Wow. Odegaard, I must say, the passes he was playing, Odegaard was the one that really pushed Newcastle back, gave them different, ideas in terms of, thinking that they could just like drop deep and defend. Wow, that pass that he threaded through to Miles Lewis Skelly was insane. Insane pass, man. Honestly, like the vision, the technique, that's what we want to see of Odegaard, and that was a great cameo from him he helped us win the game, with just the control he added in the midfield, 100% for sure. And Arteta reverted to having, Rice in the six and Odegaard and Eze, either side of him. And I felt like this helped us pin Newcastle back. And for Eddie Howe, I mean, he took off all the front three. It was interesting, and it looked like he was gonna trying to go for, obviously, a defensive approach to claim the 3 points. And then what looked like was gonna be 1 point for them. Even Newcastle felt like they could win it in the end. Like, Pope, he grabbed the ball and tried to go for a counter attack, and we win the ball back. Force a corner out of that, and then we score from the resulting corner. The reason why we're here today, yeah. 96th minute on a day where you feel like, it wasn't really going well for us, but cool, we've equalised, we've got a bit of time, let's go. Liverpool have dropped points, Chelsea, who I don't think are our rivals in terms of challenging for the league, they've dropped points, United have dropped points. I'm like, yo, let's go for the win. Corner comes in from Odegaard. Pope, he comes out of his goal looking to punch it, but when Gabriel gets the leap on you, it's game over, and it's a free net for Gabriel. Nods it in, the celebration, the shushing, it's scenes, man. And this is what you love to see, man. Like, the 3 points from a game like this is one of the sweetest 3 points, I've experienced, bro. Wow. The scenes, man. We had to capitalize, especially when Liverpool, lost to Crystal Palace, with Eddie Nketiah scored in the 97th minute. So what a game. And this was all lost when the goal was scored. I mean, this is how much it means. And now, finally, we've got past this tough 6-game run. We were looking, from the summer, we were like, yo, this 6-game run at the start they're giving us is crazy. We had to go, to Anfield, Old Trafford first game, crazy. Obviously, playing City at home, then St. James's Park, and to walk away, with 13 points. It could have been even more, if not for the, the draw against City and, losing to Liverpool with that Szoboszlai free kick. But look, we're here now. We got through the tough patch, and we've done all right with the points. So let's push on forward. And the run that's coming is more favourable. Every game in the Prem, you come across challenges, but listen, we move. West Ham next week. Let's go. Let's add to the points. Liverpool actually have Chelsea at Stamford Bridge next week, and Chelsea have lost a couple games in a row. They can't be losing every game. So hopefully they can do us a favour, take some points of Liverpool. We take points of West Ham, with the win, and we move. Let's go.